Hey,
Honestly, I thought the first quarter was solid, decent. I thought, as we continued to score a little bit, I think our mindset shifted, as far as, hey, we can trade baskets, stay in this game. They're a potent offensive team, and they from the end of the second on, they really kind of pushed the tempo and really put it on us. So, there's some things to clean up, but, on the flip side, I thought, we played hard, tried to continue to play together, play the right way, move the ball, especially in that first half. But, the defense, obviously, they're 3/4 of, 30 plus. I think they scored 99 points in the last 3 quarters. And I thought that started really toward the end of the half. They had a big run there. And I think that helps give them momentum, that bled into that third quarter.
what did you think about the offense after halftime? It seemed like were you happy with the looks? Because it seemed like you still were getting good looks and even some baskets right at the rim, but just didn't finish or didn't fall on some of the open
Yeah,
ones.
overall, I mean, I think it was decent. I thought first half was really good. Second half, I thought we started to stagnate a little bit. I think 18 assists in the first half. I think only 8 in the second. And some of that is shot making, but continue to move the ball, in a timely manner and find guys when the ball should find them. Helps obviously your efficiency, but I thought we started to hold it a little bit. That helps the defense quite a bit.
You guys forced quite a few turnovers in the first half and were able to cash them in on the other end. What changed in the second half? Did they do a better job of protecting the ball, or was it difference in the defense?
No, I mean, clearly a difference in the defense, and I'm sure there was a point of emphasis for them at half. There were some coverage issues, mistakes, or lack of communication, but you have a number of guys out there who haven't played a ton of minutes and haven't been in those situations. So, overall, I thought the effort was great. Obviously the result, there's a lot to be desired, but there's some really good moments.
What were your first impressions of Ish Smith?
Pretty much what I expected. I know he's going to push the tempo. He's going to harass the ball. He's got great hand activity, moves his feet well. So I'm not surprised at all. So I'm very pleased with his effort tonight.
What did you see from Corey Kispert tonight?
Corey was really good.
Yeah.
No, he was really good. I mean, I think it's once again he's starting to string a few games together where not only playing at a high level, but playing consistently and finding ways to impact beyond just catch and shoot. Screening, rolling, slipping, all those things are different things that he's added throughout this season, and so it's good to see them carry into a string of games and have an impact on how we've played.
Your perspective on how he's handled the pace and the rhythm of it. He's experiencing more losses than he ever experienced before.
Yeah, we talked about that, a few days ago, just talking about how many games you played in one season versus, you could argue is past the midpoint, but before the break, it's like almost close to 2 seasons worth of college. So everyone talks about that rookie wall. You hit that wall at some point. I don't know. He's done a terrific job with his conditioning. He puts in a ton of extra work, so I'm sure that helps. But I think the game is slowed down for him. So he's not rushing. He's more on balance. He knows when to cut, why to cut, how to play with other 4 guys on the floor. So I think that's important for a young player to kind of start figuring out not just what fits me, but what fits the group at that right time.
Kuzma had the triple-double last game, kind of flirted with it again tonight. What's working so well for him right now?
Well, I think the space that we play in, and he's obviously a willing playmaker. When he rebounds and pushes, more often than not, good things happen. You got to be mindful of turnovers at times, but you have to live with some of them. He's trying to make the right play. But I think that's just another sign for him that if we can, push with pace, obviously we have to get stops, but playing in the open floor has been beneficial for us.
Neil. Coach, I know you obviously don't like to, judge just based on one game or two games, but do you see that Ish could potentially be a starter moving forward?
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily, paint myself in a corner, but obviously he's been around. He's a solid vet. He knows his skill set, knows how he can impact the game, and he does a lot of good things. I think the pace is terrific. His ability to stay in front and harass the ball. He's shown more confidence in his jumper over the last few years, but he still lives in the paint. So I don't know if it's you don't want to rush to judgment, but I think that having him back in the fold is going to help us. I'm not going to necessarily commit to changing the lineup or anything like that, but he's certainly capable of impacting and helping us.
Thanks, Coach.
Last question to Wayne.
Hey, Coach. First off, just want to get your positives from tonight, especially with Corey just shooting the ball more confident. That's one.
There's no question. I mean, part of it is the ball movement, and the ball's finding him. He does a great job of cutting, respacing, finding that 3-point line. And as we've talked all season, I think the game once again is slowed down, so he doesn't feel rushed. He understands what's an open shot, and maybe early in the year he would have turned some of those down. Not thinking he was open, but you have a small window, to make a decision, either to shoot it, drive it, get off of it. And if you don't, that window's lost. So I think now that he's more comfortable, with the speed and physicality of it, we're seeing it play out, and he's been more effective.
And lastly, Coach, just wanted to get your thoughts on how you felt like you all guarded the paint tonight, and also your thoughts on the rebound.
Initially, I thought we were solid with the paint. We struggled at once they got going, and of course they hit some tough shots late, mid-range pull-ups. Did a decent job on the glass, and I think 6 or 8 total offensive rebounds, for that team is solid, especially with the amount of switching, and we downsized quite a bit, with limited window with TB, but they pretty much got everything. The threes, they got out in transition, and then they got to the line. So even when we were set, we were unable to defend them without fouling.
Thank you, Coach.
We have one more in-person question.
Wes, what have you seen so far from Thomas Bryant defensively, and where would you like to see him go from here?
Well, I think he's still trying to, get his legs under him. I think we've been more aggressive with him on the floor, and I think that suits him. It makes us overall more aggressive, which probably, lends to some of the deflections and turnovers we forced tonight. But I think the biggest thing is, he has a voice. He's very good at articulating it, but just reading and processing and communicating sooner. I think that's the biggest thing.
That's it, Coach. Thank you for your time.
All right, appreciate it.
Yo, what's up?
We can start with in-person whenever you're ready.
Hey, Kuzma, what do you think made the difference for them in the second half?
Excuse me. I think between the second, third, and the fourth quarter, they scored 99 points, and I feel like that's just sums it all up. For us, we got to do a better job defensively. They're a really good offensive team. They get up and down in transition, and then also they can play through Sabonis in the half court. But we just got to tighten the screws up on that end. So,
what do you think about the element Ish Smith brings to this team?
We saw a little bit of him, and he just does a great job being a point guard, being traditional, pass first. I love how he's always looking up the floor at potential transition opportunities, and he does a good job getting to the elbow and getting to a shot, and he knows his game, and we're excited to continue to play with him.
What's the your all these young guys?
I think Corey's got tremendously better. All throughout the year, I think he's done a great job of just being himself, not playing outside of him. He's doing a great job of catching and shooting. running the floor in transition, solid on defense, and he's a winner. He's went to school at Gonzaga, and they won a lot of ball games there, and knowing how to play the right way. It's been an easy transition for him coming into the NBA, and from October until now, he's almost did a 180. So just from a development standpoint, so I like where he's at a lot.
Shots in the second half didn't fall like they did in the first, but were you happy with the looks that you guys were getting and how the operation still ran in the second half?
Yeah, I think we got good looks. I think we did a great job again tonight, sharing the ball. I think, I think offense, it wasn't stressed, it wasn't tense. The only stress part about our offense tonight was not necessarily making enough shots, but, you live and die with that. As long as you're getting the right shots, everyone's involved. And, we're getting quality looks, you just got to live and die by it.
Neil?
Hey, Kuz, I know you've talked previously about, if you see something, you'll say something to younger guys, try and help them along. It seems like there was one time with Denny in the rotation, one time with Thomas, maybe, rolling. Do you feel like you have to take on an even bigger role now that, Brad is not necessarily on the court?
I'm just trying to win ball games at the end of the day. Obviously we're down bodies, and, I have the ability to do more, and, I'm just trying to do it all. That may not be scoring all night. That may just be finding the right man and getting teammates involved, being an encourager, and, just trying to string something along. And, this is my focus right now. So.
Thanks, Kuz.
Mm-hmm.
Last question to Wayne.
Hey, Kuz, with you having the ball, facilitating more, what are you seeing out there that's allowing you to have these high assist games? You said you're down bodies, but just what are you seeing out there that makes you have such a high impact?
Well, the defense is really keying in on me, and, I understand that. A lot of times when I'm driving in transition, teams are trying to load up. When I have the ball in the half court, they're loading up. Pick and roll coverages, they're up at the level, and, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just making the right play, and that's what you're supposed to do every single night. So, we see high assist numbers. I'm just taking what the defense gives me, and, I'm trusting my teammates to hit shots.
And lastly, Kuz, I asked Coach this pregame, but that Roy Kuz Denny lineup, it looks pretty well. What do you notice from that 3-man lineup as well?
I think from a defensive standpoint, it's worked a little bit this year. Still, small sample, but I like it. I think our next step, continue to play with that lineup, is just trying to find cohesiveness on the offensive end. Obviously it's easy when you play like that drive and kick game, but when they score, we're coming down slow, and the defense is set. We got to figure out a way to execute amongst us, and try to feel like what are we going to get into, what actions are we going to get in, so it looks right offensively. But overall, obviously us three, we're all smart basketball players. We can figure it out. We're going to have hiccups, but that's part of the game, part of life. So
appreciate you, Kuz.
Yep.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate your time.
Yep.
We will start with in-person questions whenever you're ready.
Corey, career highs in both points and assists tonight. What was working so well for you, and you just kind of keep progressing. Is everything just kind of feeling well right now and kind of clicking for you?
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff to clean up. Been working really hard with our skill development people, kind of ironing out a few things. But as far as my play on the court, yes, I feel much more comfortable. Can get to my spots and know what I want to do. And as far as the assists go tonight, the credit goes to everybody else. They were able to knock down shots. Rui, Kuz, Pope, Ish, those guys made it really easy on me, and defense was kind of flooding over. So that one more pass was natural, and they knocked it down.
What element did Ish bring tonight that you think could be used by this team?
No, he just elevated our pace a ton. Like when he was out there on the floor, he was a threat at all times, passing or, scoring. He's got a great mid-range game, and he's not afraid to share the ball too. So, and he even brought a big defensive presence too. I mean, he was poking, getting steals, poking those away, and really making an impact on defense too. So, I mean, I was really happy with how he played, and I can't wait to play with him more.
As a shooter who is as good as you are on catch and shoot plays, do you like playing with pace? I mean, in transition threes and the opportunities that type of style can create?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not only just for people who or shooters like me, but just for the offense in general. With our stud Brad, we gotta move the ball and create pace and make the defense work. A little bit more than we would if Brad was around. So that transition is the first step to that. Making the defense think a little bit and try to steal a few easy buckets here and there, never hurts anybody.
Like for you to get used to not only playing so many games so often, but for a world championship team, lose 4 games in that season and lose.
Yeah, people kind of warned me about that going in. And it doesn't really matter if you play for the number 1 team in the league or the 30th team in the league. Like, I was going to lose more games in a year in the NBA than I did my whole college career. Like, that was just how it was going to be. So it was. I mean, people warned me about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll be fine." But it's tough. It's a tough adjustment, and losing is never easy and it's never fun. But just kind of adjusting and seeing how other guys take it and move on and learn the lesson really quickly really helps.
You had played your way into the rotation already, but just what do you think about the opportunity now that the young players have to get minutes and shots?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great. I know me, Denny, and Rui specifically are really thankful for it. And we're not, trying to steal shots from each other or anything like that. We love playing together. I love playing with those guys. And, it's just kind of the way that things shook out. I was able to stay ready all year long, and those guys were too. And, it was just a matter of time before things started clicking.
As someone who goes way back with Rui, what have you thought about his development as a 3-point shooter?
Oh yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I mean, I remember the days in college when guys would sit at the free throw line and guard. It was a little bit of respect for how good he was driving the ball. But now he's a legitimate threat from outside, and he's knocking down shots really consistently, and it just adds a whole nother element to his game and just unlocks where he can be.
What have you thought specifically? He's worked really hard on adding arc to his shot, and it seems like it's helped. What's been your vantage point on that?
Yeah, clearly it's working. He shoots a really soft basketball. The arc helps with that, a ton of backspin. So if it catches the inside of the rim, it's going to trick in. So I like the game plan we got for Rui going forward, and if he sticks with it, he'll be just fine.
You alluded to the skill work you're doing, and something along the lines of you guys have adjusted some of the things that you were looking at. What are some of the adjustments there, or the areas that told the
Yeah, it's a lot of it is nerdy shooting stuff. Really minute details that would bore you guys for me to explain, honestly. But it's helping me be more consistent, get more arc on the ball. And also, now that I've played my way into the rotation and I'm playing more minutes, getting into the next level of shape in order to make shots throughout the entire game.
Like facing DeMontis again, now on my new team.
I mean, it doesn't really matter what color of jersey they're wearing. It's always good to see him. He competes really hard. He's a really good player, and he has a lot of respect for both me and Rui. So, seeing him, taking a picture of him after the game, and kind of chatting about his last 48 hours was awesome. He's one of the great guys in the NBA, and I look forward to seeing him again soon.
Did he give you guys advice every time?
No, just keep your head down, keep working hard. Things like that. It's pretty universal advice from everybody at this point.
Neil.
Hey, Corey, kind of just generally, you've now gone through your first kind of NBA trade deadline in your career. I guess just for you, what was that like?
Oh, it was, it's it's a lot more intense now that you're in it, right? It's fun to monitor when you weren't in the NBA, with you and your buddies talking about it, but now that you're involved in it, it adds a different level of intensity. And, it's just kind of really interesting to sit back and watch it. Thankfully I was one of the people who, got through the trade deadline with stability, and I'm really happy for that. And I'm really looking forward to pushing with this team over the next couple of months.
And you kind of touched on it with, next level of conditioning. Obviously, the NBA season is a lot longer than college season. How do you think you've been able to adjust to that so far?
Oh, it's been good. I've been working through soreness like everybody does, but knock on wood, but no injuries or anything like that so far. So feeling great about my conditioning plan, how I'm taking care of my body, and been able to get out there every night and give it my best.
Thanks, Corey.
Last question to Wayne.
That's good, Corey. Just asked Coach earlier about just your confidence with you shooting a rock. Said it was a small window, but you're making good decisions. Can you just talk about the volume of your confidence of your shots now?
Repeat the last question, the last part of the question.
Could you just talk about the confidence of you having a higher amount of volume of shots now?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, it's no set game plan. I feel like I'm taking the right shots. I'm shooting when I'm open. Guys are breathing confidence into me. They want me to shoot those shots. And so I can't not feel good about that. It's a matter of time before, more shots start going in and they're not. That's the kind of shooter that I believe myself to be. So just having that confidence from everybody else and from myself is a good precursor to good things happening.
Thank you, Corey.
That's it, Corey. Thank you for your time.
Yes.